So here we have question 10, a tree diagram question, but it's made trickier because we've got algebra. The first line says we've got y black socks and 5 white. So how many socks do we have to choose out of our total? Well, we've got y black plus 5 white, y plus 5. We're just going to have to leave it algebraically because we don't know what y is. He takes 2 socks at random, so we're going to have 2 lots of branches. And we're given that one of the probabilities of picking a 1 white and 1 black is 6/11. And we've got to show this. Well, it sounds like a tree diagram question, so let's fill out a tree diagram and see how that helps us. Okay, let's fill out some of the probabilities. So this first one here, the probability of picking a white, well, how many white are there? 5. And how many are there in total? Y plus 5. What's this going to be here? The black. How many black socks are there? Well, this mystery number y. And how many socks in total? Y plus 5. Remember at this point here, we've picked out 1 sock already. So every time on the denominator, we're going to have 1 less than y plus 5. 1 less than y plus 5 is y plus 4. So all of those I can put y plus 4. Now let's fill in the numerators. If I've come along this branch here, I've already picked a white, so there's going to be 1 less white sock, so there's going to be 4 whites to then choose from. What's the probability of picking black? Well, I haven't picked any black so far, so we've still got the original amount, which is y. And remember, the y plus 4 has gone down by 1 because we've picked a sock already. What about here? We've gone down this branch here, so we've picked a black sock. We're seeing what the probability of now picking a white is. Well, we haven't picked a white yet because we've only picked a black. So the same number as what started, which is 5. And if we've picked a black, the probability of picking another black is going to be 1. The numerator is going to have 1 less because we've already picked one. So y minus 1. There's 1 less than y black socks left. Okay, so we filled that in. This part here tells us a probability. It says the probability that Josh takes 1 white sock and 1 black sock. So 1 white that's coming up here, 1 black coming down here. So we're looking at this part here. Is 6/11. And we've got to show that 3y squared minus 28y plus 60 equals 0. Well, we're going to have to use that path, so going white then black, because we know the end probability. We need to choose this one in order to solve for y, because we don't have any other information about the other 3 options. So how would I get that probability? Well, we'd do 5 over y plus 5, and remember we've got to pick white and then black, so we've got to times, and we would times that by y over y plus 4, and that would give us the probability, which is 6/11. Now we've got to do a bit of algebraic timesing fractions. So remember, to times fractions we do tops times together, so 5 times y or 5y, and the bottoms times together. So y plus 5 times y plus 4. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. Once we've reached this stage, we can cross multiply, which means the 11 is going to times by the 5y, and the 2 brackets are going to times by 6. So what do I mean by that? Well, on the left hand side we're going to have 5y times by 11, and on the right hand side we're going to have 6 times by y plus 5, y plus 4. Okay, let me just erase this bit to give myself a little bit more room. So on the left we've got 55y, and on the right we've got 6 lots of y squared plus 5y plus 4y plus 20, so I'm expanding the brackets. 55y equals 6y squared. Oh, careful. I'm not going to do that yet, I'm just going to simplify this bracket in here. Y squared, so 5y and 4y gives me 9y plus 20. 55y equals and expand it out. 6y squared, 6 times 9 is 54y plus 120. Now I've got equals to 0, so I'm going to take away 55y from this side. We should get 6y squared minus 56y plus 120. Well, that's not quite what I need. I need 3y squared. So I notice I can half every single value. So half of 6y squared is 3y squared, half of 56 is 28y, and half of 120 is 60. So I have shown now that part there for part A. Part B, we need to find the probability that he takes 2 black socks. So looking at our tree diagram again, a black sock and a black sock leads us to here. Well, in the previous part of the question, we were given 3y squared minus 28y plus 60 equals 0. I'm not going to be able to find the probability of this here because it's just going to have y's in it. So I'm going to have to use this equation here and solve it in order to find a y equals, in order to then plug it into these numbers here, and we'll eventually be able to find a probability. So it's quite a few steps. We've got a number in front of our y squared, so we need to use that AC method. Remember the AC method? I've got to find two numbers that times together to get whatever 3 times 60 is, and these same numbers need to add and get minus 28. So they need to times to get 180, but add to get minus 28. Well, on a bit of inspection, I know that minus 10 times by minus 18 will give me plus 180, and minus 10 minus 18 will give me minus 28. So this here, minus 10 minus 18, is going to be what I replace the 28y with. So 3y squared now becomes, I've replaced the minus 28y with minus 18y and minus 10y, because that's going to help us to factorise. Remember, draw this little dotted line going down the middle. What do I have in common for 3y squared and minus 18y? Well, both 3y goes into it, and factorising, we've got 3y times y gives me 3y squared. 3y times minus 6 gives me minus 18y. What about this here? I'm going to have to put a minus sign because I need to get both the brackets the same. What does 10y and 60 have in common? They both divide by 10. So in here, minus 10 times y gives me minus 10y. Minus 10 times minus 6 gives me minus 60. Notice it was really important for me to put that minus there, otherwise we'd have minus y plus 6, and those two brackets wouldn't match up. So our two brackets are 3y minus 10, y minus 6, and that's got to be equal to 0. Remember, we put each bracket equal to 0 to find what y is. So from this bracket here, y is equal to 6. And from this bracket here, you should get y is equal to 10 over 3. Well, I've got two possible values for y. Remember, y is the number of black socks. I can't have 10/3 of a sock. I can't have a third of a sock. So the number of black socks must be equal to 6. Okay, so I found that the number of black socks is 6. Going back all the way to what the question actually wants, we want to find this probability here. Probability that is 2 black socks, where we would do y over y plus 5 times by y minus 1 over y plus 4. And we now know y is equal to 6, so wherever I see y, I'm going to replace it with a 6. So 6 over 6 plus 5 times by 6 minus 1 over 6 plus 4. So that's the same as 6 over 11 times by 5 over 10, which gives me 30 out of 110. I'm going to cancel that down a bit to 3 over 11.